In this video, you'll learn 4 secrets to looking and staying youthful even as you age. Every day, each one of us is getting old, and that's just a fact of life. And just because we can't be 20 forever doesn't mean we can't look and feel younger and more energetic. So in this video, I'll talk about 4 simple ways you can stay young as you age. Now give this video a like and share it with someone who could use the information. Number 1, exercise daily. A study published in the journal Circulation found that any combination of medium to high levels of vigorous exercise for 75 to 300 minutes per week and moderate physical activity for 150 to 600 minutes per week can reduce your chances of dying earlier by 35 to 42%. Additionally, people who are insufficiently active, meaning they exercise less than 75 minutes per week of vigorous or less than 150 minutes of moderate physical activity, could live longer by adding modest levels of either exercise. This means 75 to 150 minutes per week of vigorous exercise or 150 to 300 minutes each week of moderate physical activity can reduce your chances of dying by 22 to 31%. As you can see, exercise is clearly important for your health because it helps you maintain and improve your muscle mass and raises your metabolic rate, making it easier to burn fat. Exercise also helps you feel more energetic. It helps improve your cognitive ability, and it can also help you sleep better. And on top of losing weight and building muscle, exercise will help you feel younger and active. And if that wasn't enough, you'll find that as you exercise and increase your muscle mass and power, you will also improve your body's aerobic capacity. You see, aerobic capacity is your body's ability to breathe in large amounts of oxygen and pump and deliver large volumes of oxygen-containing blood to the various parts of your body, making you feel more energetic and alive. If you didn't know, aerobic capacity normally gets smaller with age, and it starts falling at around the age of 20 in men and 30 in women. And by age 65, our bodies can't do aerobic stuff like running or dancing quite as well as when we were younger. And it actually drops by about 30% to 40%. And this happens for 3 main reasons. First, older hearts don't respond as well to exercise as when they were younger. Second, they're actually a bit smaller. And third, how fast our hearts can beat goes down a bit with age. But that's all part of the journey of life. Old things don't work as well as when they were new and younger. But luckily, exercise can slow down a lot of these problems, and it probably will lead to a longer and more energetic life. Number 2, consume less sugar. Did you know that sugar increases our risk of developing metabolic disorders such as obesity and diabetes, and can even shorten our life expectancy by several years? A study done by the London Institute of Medical Sciences on fruit flies found something surprising. Although sugar can lead to health issues and even shorten our life, it found that it's not just the metabolic problems caused by sugar that are the problem. Dr. Helena Kocheme, who led the study, mentioned that while flies on a high sugar diet did show signs of metabolic disease, like getting fat and insulin resistant, it wasn't the main reason they had shorter lifespans. They found that sugar, like salt, can cause dehydration. And when they discovered this, they did another experiment. They gave these sugar-fed flies more water, and the results were so surprising. They found the flies actually lived longer. However, the flies still had metabolic issues. The researchers then looked into the flies' kidney system and found that the sugar was causing a buildup of uric acid. Uric acid is a waste product that comes from breaking down important stuff in our DNA, and too much of it can lead to kidney stones in the flies. But when they either gave the flies more water or used a drug to reduce uric acid, the flies lived longer, even on a sugar-rich diet. Now, before you think you can eat all the sugar and candy you want without any consequences, as long as you drink lots of water, Dr. Kocheme says not so fast. You see, the flies might live longer with more water, but they're still not in great health. And for us humans, issues like obesity can lead to other problems like heart disease. What's interesting is that a team from Germany found that, like flies, humans who ate more sugar had worse kidney function and more purines in their blood. Uric acid buildup can cause kidney stones and even a type of arthritis called gout. Plus, it also increases with age, and it may be a sign of a coming metabolic disease. Dr. Kocheme wrapped up by saying that our diet plays a big role in our life and health as we age. They're now looking into how this fly study might relate to us and are hoping to find ways to promote healthy aging by focusing on this purine pathway. So while sugar might be sweet, it's still something to watch out for. Number 3, keep your blood pressure low. You can do this by eating wisely, exercising regularly, avoiding tobacco, and minimizing your exposure to stress. Most doctors believe that high blood pressure comes as a result of aging. However, evidence increasingly shows that they are wrong. Many people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s have normal blood pressure. While high blood pressure may be inherited, in most people, it is caused by some avoidable lifestyle factors such as smoking, a high-fat diet, stress, and a lack of exercise. The influence of these factors is constantly underestimated by doctors who are motivated to keep big pharma in business. There are a lot of misconceptions about growing old, but the most common is that aging must inevitably be associated with illness, weakness, disability, and a deterioration in physical and mental health. Accompanying this misconception is the myth that people classified as old will need and want to spend their days sitting or lying down and generally avoiding any strenuous activity. And it's probably no coincidence that accommodation for elderly people is often provided in buildings that are described as rest homes. Retirement should be a time for exploration, freedom, and adventure. Instead, it's, for most people, a time when they find themselves obliged to hand over their hard-earned savings to the owner of a nursing home. Number 4, eat less, not more. The average individual's metabolic rate drops about 2% per decade after the age of 20. Because of this drop in the metabolic rate, the average individual needs more than 100 calories per day from the age of 20 onward. After the age of 30, the daily calorie need continues to fall by this sort of amount. And each decade afterwards, the calorie need drops by at least an additional 100 calories. The result is that most people need 600 to 1,000 calories a day less at the age of 80 than they need at 20. The average man can eat 3,000 calories a day at 20, but probably shouldn't eat more than 2,000 calories daily at 80. The average woman can eat 2,200 calories a day at 20, but probably shouldn't eat more than 1,600 calories at 80. Eating more than you should results in excess weight, which leads to obesity, the leading killer in the world today. Obesity is a much more common problem among people over 50 than it is among people under 50, but it isn't a direct consequence of aging. We get fat as we get older, not because our bodies are programmed to become bulkier as we hit a certain age, but because as we get older, we tend to do less exercise than we did when we were young. At the same time, we continue eating as much as we did when we were exercising. In addition, eating more than you should leads to getting fat. And the problem with too much fat in the body is that stored body fat may lead to diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and a host of other serious health problems. That said, you can stay young while growing old. And the final proof that it is possible to stay young while growing old comes from this research done on 7,000 residents of Alameda County, California. Investigators there revealed that 70-year-olds who didn't smoke, who kept their weight within 20% of the recommended level for their age, who drank moderate amounts of alcohol, who took moderate exercise 3 times a week, who slept 7 or 8 hours a night, and who ate regularly, including breakfast, were as healthy as people in their late 30s and early 40s who practiced only half of these simple rules. The researchers showed that men who followed these simple guidelines lived, on average, 11 years longer than men who didn't, while women lived, on average, an extra 7 years. If you want to improve your chances of staying healthy, active, and independent until the end of your life, you should remember that maintaining a useful and satisfying role in the world is one of the most crucial keys to staying young while growing old. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, have a great day.